All right, guys. Yes. Apparently, Joe Chim doesn't want to tell me. I'm just gonna keep calling you Joe Chim until you teach me how to tell you how to say your name. Ochim, Ochim, Joachim, Joachim. Is it Joachim? Maybe. All right, let's go ahead and transition this over. What's going on, guys? We are playing More Power in Revolution, so we're just gonna go ahead and continue on with the game that we just were literally playing a couple hours ago. Told you guys I was gonna be back. Also, look at my Buc-ee's shirt. You guys know what Buc-ee's is. If you don't know what Buc-ee's is, you've never been to Texas. Let's go ahead and use racisty and pronouncing someone's name right. Let's go ahead and give our military some more funding. I'm going to go ahead and increase our manpower. First time since I've gotten into office, since I've increased the manpower. Usually it'd be at like 1.4 million manpower by now. I think you can look for the bundle in Steam and it would be way cheaper. Yeah. Guys, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Secretary of the Treasury threatens our course of action. Workers' Party or socialism. Oh yeah, we are a socialist party. I'm like, where's the right-wing parties at? Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the Congress makeup as of right now. Is the game worth it? Yes. At least 2021 edition is. Usually I consistently say that about every edition that does come out. Hopefully electricity production or consumption is starting to slow down. I really wish there was a line graph that we were able to track on this, because at least I would like to see a way for us to be able to like see where electricity consumption is coming from. I'm gonna go ahead and email that as a suggestion and be like, hey, like it would be cool if you guys would add some ways for us to see like where electricity production is coming from. Well, 1.4. Apparently the amount of debilitated housing is going up. Let's go ahead and do 205,000 right there. Always get electricity shortages. I don't know how you can ignore it, because you always get riots because of it. Always like, I'm a huge energy guy, so I always keep up with it. In fact, well, what is my coal doing? Because we do have a couple of free trade agreements with certain coal producers, because I know Indonesia is one of the largest producers of coal in the world. Yeah, look at that. Balance of trade, $7 billion. Australia, we have a free trade agreement with. Do we have what is our free trade agreement with Australia looking like? Let's look. Australia 133, that's a contract. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade that to a global economic treaty. That'll actually help us out a lot. And that, I mean, the contract is already worth like $100 billion, and that's going to make even more sense for us to up that free trade agreement between us and Australia. Renegotiate that, see what we get. Deal with them often. Yeah, I just move past that. It's a lot easier to keep up with it whenever you're in other countries. Usually you only have to do like 1 or 2 nuclear power plants a year once you discover them. Other than that, usually it's just... Let's see if the Australians accept this global economic treaty. Took over Singapore, Greenland, and Cuba. Huh. Eswatini. Let's go ahead and refuse that meeting. Really, really waiting for what the Australians are going to say to our proposal. Yep, and as they did, they do accept our free trade agreement. That will help us out in terms of some coal, in terms of some raw materials that Australia produces. Commerce in the environment and popularity and free trade. Apparently people didn't like that free trade agreement. You have student exchanges with European countries. Let's go ahead and check to see who I have student exchanges with. Go over to actions. We have them with Australia, Brazil, Colombia, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Norway, South Korea, Spain, and Taiwan. Oh, let's do the United Kingdom. Why do we not have one with the United Kingdom? Let's also do... What else could we do? Let's do Nicaragua. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know if Nicaragua is going to accept it. Nicaragua... Indonesia could be an interesting one, but we're already really strong with them. Ecuador, Cuba. Belgium, okay. Belgium. Where are you? There you are. We'll also do one with the Netherlands. So basically, okay, let's do Portugal. Let's do the Netherlands. So basically, we have student exchanges with all of Eastern Europe, or Western Europe, with the exception of Ireland. Yeah, North Korea. Economic treaty between the United States and Australia. Our new partner is a major world power, therefore this will undoubtedly greatly increase our trade with this country and consequently raise CO2 emissions from transporting merchandise. We should do better to prioritize local producers. So Nicaragua accepts. United Kingdom has accepted. Belgium has accepted. Portugal has accepted, and the Netherlands has accepted our student exchange. What is Greece? I haven't checked on Greece in a while. Let's go ahead and check. What is our national deficit is 8%. Debt is 223%. Let's see what the world debt situation is looking like. Economy, total public debt, and let's do the first. Ours has gone down, but it looks like, oh yeah, debt has definitely gotten... Well, it's gotten better. It's gotten better in, like, the West, it looks like. Looks like it's gotten better in the West, but in, like, Africa... Yeah, look at it. Look at Libya. 38% to 100... Wow. Oh, only 2 years and they've inflated their debt. India and China seem to be taking on a lot more debt. So 89%, now 116%. And 66% to 83% with China. What about Japan? 257% to 244%. And Venezuela, 304% to 416% of their GDP. Wow. Venezuela is just god awful. 55% inflation, 3% unemployment, 10% growth, and currency is 10 cents on a dollar. 460%. 460%. Wow. Let's go back. Economy, total public debt, public their deficit. Seems everyone's has kind of just gotten progressively better. Looks like on average, everyone just has around the same. Who has the highest deficit in the world right now? Venezuela. 461% of their is their wow. Economy. GDP per capita, the United States now has number 5 in the world. We were number 4 2021, and now we are number 5. But we have gotten progressively better. We're actually about to surpass Ireland in terms of GDP per capita. What does Eritrea always have a huge surplus? What is our surplus? Surplus is... Woo! Look at that. 1.4 thousand of their GDP. What is their debt? 40%. And they still they have a huge surplus and they still have debt. Interesting. Maybe they're not paying off their debt right now because of the maybe they have like a ton in their treasury. They just haven't used it to pay their debts. I need to get a new camera, webcam. There's a couple of them I'm looking at. So if you guys want to help me, have any suggestions on them? I would like the crowdfund, but I don't know. Need some investors in this channel, guys. Let's look. We do have marijuana legalized, so we're going to go ahead and create a tax on it. We're going to do $4 per gram. This tax applies directly to the product sales price. It has an impact on the addiction rate. So we're going to do $4 per gram. We will probably increase that to $5. Gini coefficient of 5 is nice. Hell yeah. Also notice this right here, our economy. So apparently we do a lot of trade with Eritrea, but then Eritrea does not a lot of trade with me. What's going on, Sebastian? Welcome to the live stream. Did you ever take the challenge to play Argentina? Let's look at Argentina. Their center. 83,000 men. 5 nuclear weapons, apparently. Yeah, if I get to be a nuclear weapons state. Apparently they have nuclear weapons. Nuclear submarines, nuclear warheads. South Korea has nuclear weapons. Argentina has nuclear weapons. Armenia has oh my god, the Armenians lost the war against the Azerbaijanis and they developed several nuclear warheads. I like how the Iranians have a military base right on the border with Azerbaijan. Argentina is really hard. I could try in Argentina. Wouldn't mind trying Argentina for once. I think the last time I ever played them was whenever the game even came out. $501 billion, 46 million people, 19% deficit, 19% inflation, 5% unemployment, 6% growth. In the game, it's a center government, but in reality, it's a left-wing government. Okay. But center, I could work with. Yeah, so long as you don't tell me to take back the Falklands, I'm fine. Falklands is a pretty good strategic position for Argentina. Look at that. $200 billion. That would be so funny if, like, every time Argentina took over the Falklands, it would name it to the Las Malvinas. Cannabis recipes. Well, looks like I got the tax passed. Is it true God and Spell will, from older versions will transfer over whenever you upgrade to 21? Yes.
The bill has been voted. The theory.
Okay, let's go ahead and see what this guy is. He's a socialist. Okay, yeah, we're not going to work with you. I'm actually impressed, we called them the Malvinas. Yeah, I'm educated. I know I like geography. I've always liked geography, and I could name literally like 90%, 95% of the countries in the world just by looking at them. Like, watch this. Actually, there's not even names on here, so I don't even need to click on them. So, whoops. So, like, I'll start with America. Canada, United States, Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Belize, and... Okay, this one's slipping my mind. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Okay, I'm gonna skip. See, I told you, 90%. Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana. Slipping again. Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Falklands, or the Las Malvinas. Oh, Suriname. Okay, Suriname. Yeah, that's what I was missing. I'm missing this one. Guatemala. Damn it, it was Guatemala. Speaking of Guatemala, let's go ahead and give him some aid. Guatemala, we're gonna go over to diplomacy. Let me see if I can get a free trade agreement with Costa Rica. What if I really wanted to make like a really small free trade agreement with a really small country? What's their GDP? $45 billion. Not gonna be, it's simply gonna be a couple of $1 billion of goods that are gonna be flowing through this agreement, but misnaming Paraguay. Paraguay. Yeah. I missed it. I completely forgot. Again, 90%. 90%. I can do Asia. Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, China, Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, the Philippines, Brunei, right here, Bhutan, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Australia, New Zealand. That is New Caledonia. This is a brand new country, the Solomon Islands. No. I think though there's a new country that is supposed to be voted on in like 2023. Nauru. Let's go ahead and send the Indians some aid to this. Forgot East Timor. Hey, I was getting there. You didn't let me finish. I just got distracted. Fiji, East Timor. You're welcome. Sri Lanka. Iraq, Syria, Jordan, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain. I'm not even going to get into the Pacific Islands. Do you live in the USA? Yes, I do. Oh, literally in America, Bahamas, Cuba, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Puerto Rico. Just too small over here. Europe. Let's try this. Europe is going to be Portugal, Spain, Andorra, like right around here. France, the United Kingdom, Iceland, Greenland, Ireland, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Belarus, Russia, Ukraine, Moldova, Transnistria if you're from Moldova or Ukraine, which is not even in the game. Transnistria is not even in the game. Romania, Belgium, Turkey, Bulgaria, North Macedonia, also formerly known as the former Republic of the Yugoslavia, Albania, Kosovo, controversial, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Hungary, Slovakia. Prague is the capital of the Czech Republic, Austria, Switzerland, San Marino in Italy, the Holy See, Italy. Wow, nice red shirt, my guy. Yep, it's Bucky's. It's Bucky's. Corsica, for some Corsicans out there. Northern Cyprus, but a united Cyprus to some people, and a Northern Cyprus to the Turks. Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, the Nagorno-Karabakh region. There's a really tiny country that's right outside of Rome that No, I don't think I'm forgetting that. Because there's San Marino right here, so yeah, it was only the Holy See. Okay, take my leave. Have a good stream. Okay. See ya, dude. Anyway, that's enough of me being a geography nerd. But it goes to show that I can just point at a map and basically know what country I'm looking at. I like to show that off sometimes. Guys, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that bell notification icon. DNA screening. Let's do nanorobots, holographic memory, energy, cold fusion, microbattery, fiber optics. Let's go to Norway. Not Norway right now. Surplus $3 billion. Can we make it through another month and get a potential surplus? We made a free trade agreement with Costa Rica. That's interesting. Costa Rica, how much money is moving through it? Only $5 billion. $5 billion? I mean, that's going to help out Costa Rica. That's a pretty good trade agreement. At least in terms of Costa Rica. $5 billion out of a $45 billion economy, that's several percent. It's apparently like a plague of famines that are hitting Africa right now. Botswana. Annex the Baja Californias. Ooh. Baja California and Baja California Sur. Sur. Costa Rica inflation be like, yeah. Yeah, hopefully we didn't mess up Costa Rica. Growth 8%. Let's go. Let's go. Republic, $61 billion. Could actually be another good free trade agreement right there. Or teach us how to invade some region. I don't know why no one has noticed this. I don't know why people keep asking this question. Okay, this is how you take over a region. Okay. If, for example, the United States, if I wanted to take over the northern Baja California region, this region right here, all you got to do is you got to take out this well, you don't even have... you have to take over every single city in the area. So you only have to take over 3 cities. It's going to be Tijuana, Esnada, and Mexicali. You just have to take over every single city within that region, and that region is going to be under your control. And then, whenever the peace conference comes up, then you can say, there's going to be a new option. I could make a video about it. I mean, I could make a video about it. But yeah, that's all you have to do. You just have to take over every single city within that region, and then that region is going to be under your control. I think you also may have to take over the military base, or eliminate the military base. But that's how you take over the region. It's pretty easy. So you don't have to, like, just storm the capital. You can basically just take the region, and then, and that's it. Oh yeah, another thing. In 2021 edition, look how many illegal immigrants the United States has now. Look at that. 10 million illegal immigrants. Turkey has 2 million. The United Kingdom nearly has 1 million. That Joe Biden looks sleepy, just like me. I'm also sleepy. Police homicide.
Incredible.
The terrorist.
If you ban guns, your crime rate drops to almost 0.05%. Jesus Christ. Is the NATO budget? Yeah, that makes sense. I get attacked, but no USA, France, UK. No one helps. So depends on who's at fault, or what country you are, or I don't exactly know. Like, who are you playing as? What series are you going to do with the 2021 edition? It's going to be Brazil. Should be Brazil. Going to be my first South American country. And I have a Brazilian that will be helping me with the series. So I'm very excited to do Brazil in Power and Revolution 2021. I need to go ahead and close out the United States series because I still have that ongoing. So I need to go ahead and wrap up that series. It's going to be like 1 or 2 more episodes that I'm going to make for it, and then we're going to start the Brazil series. But what I'm waiting for the Brazil series, it's not going to start for a little bit until at least the first major update for this game.
Our governmental cell informs.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Brazil, you have the election in 2022. I'm also going to be playing as the opposition in that, because I don't think, because I have to be a extreme right regime, and I just don't. The person who is helping me on it, he really does not want me to play as Bolsonaro. Let's go ahead and accept that meeting, I guess. I think that was Croatia. Yeah, that was Croatia. But when I ask my allies, only my best friends come. Well, I mean, you still have allies. Is it a war series? I don't think so. I think it's going to be basically literally making Brazil great again. Lowering crime, getting the economy back on its feet. Camera eyepieces are purchased like buns, Mr. President. The public put the bionic lens on the iris with the finger from where they can take photos with the simple pressure from the eye. The pictures are then transmitted to a microprocessor, and the user himself can send them directly by mail or connect himself to a computer to download them. Himself, Jesus Christ. A system that is all the rage with the young people. That's like some Black Mirror type shit right there. Why is it not clicking? There. French Guyana. Guyana France. Can I make a free trade agreement with Brazil? I don't think so. I think I have to improve relations with Brazil. Let's go ahead and invite them for a meeting. Try to see what we can do to build better relations between us. You're going to raise your interest rate above 20% now? I don't think so. I don't think I need to. My inflation's actually going down. Yeah. Yeah, 4%, under 5%. It was getting up to like 7%. Yeah, that was Croatia. United States, Croatia. Cereals. Yeah, we're gonna say no.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't even know what we're voting in favor of, but...
Our governmental...
The bill has
been voted on and the law has been passed. Come on, let's hope. Let's hope. Did we pay off some debt? Did we pay off some debt? Please pay off. Damn it. Issuance of $7 billion worth of debt. Only $7 billion. Only $7 billion. Damn it. Are you able to raise your interest rate above 20%? Yeah, no. Anti-leprosy vaccine. Yeah, let's go ahead and patent that. We have a meeting between us and the president of Brazil.
And your
Sales contracts. Can I... Bauxite. I'm gonna do a little bit of business with Brazil. 28. Aha. 295. Got under $300 million. That is exactly the amount of bauxite that we need. Do we need more? Already under contract. Yeah. Weird. So yeah, I think that'll be good for the next 5 years. Bonjour. 10% interest rate in the United States. LOL. I know, right? I'm gonna lower it. Don't worry. I'm gonna lower my interest rate. NATO is not a big feature in the game. Not everyone will help you. You can report it to Everson. Maybe they'll add it. I would say that. Bolsonaro always looks mad in this game. Like, I don't know why he always looks so angry. Unless that's a feature that I've actually seen a couple of times. Yeah. Maybe? Hey, look. Sometimes they always do these, like, really big frowny faces.
You have negotiated a splendid contract that will undoubtedly help improve our economy. Again, well done.
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center. According to my calculations,
We're gonna wait. Bargain concluded. Who the hell is this woman? Victorious. You hate Bolsonaro, but Biden has already waived to Brazil to be part of NATO, even if it's like Colombia, but you're not willing to understand real politics. You talking to me, or GG, can you make a poor and weak country rich and superpower on this game? Sort of, yeah. I didn't say I hated Bolsonaro. I did not say that I hated him. I usually have kind of like a middle ground view whenever it comes to controversial figures. I think the only world leader that I actually hate is Xi Jinping. Like, for obvious reasons. Like, I just don't I don't like Xi Jinping. He's the one world leader that I actually hate. I hate Xi Jinping for obvious reasons. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not Xi Jinping red face. I know. yeah. I kind of saw that. But I didn't notice the way I said it. That was funny. No, I mean it's like I'm one of the believers that China and the Communist Party of China is basically the modern day Nazi Germany. A lot of people are letting it just slide under their nose. %, risk of failure. Xi Jinping is allegedly teaming up with the Taliban to get influence in Afghanistan just after the last US troops leave. Yeah. Do you recommend the 2021 edition? I do. It looks like our nuclear power plants have completed. Oh, that's a beautiful surplus right there. That's a beautiful surplus. 50 third-generation nuclear power plants.
The theory that says if E1 doesn't like E2 and E2 doesn't...
Ooh, center formation. Let's go. Go ahead and... Oh, wait, no, they just had their elections. They were right. I saw someone earlier, and they were like, wait, no, 1,600 days? We shouldn't. How long are their terms in Brazil? Let's see what relations we have. So -19 strategically, but 27 economically. So economic. This is a really good view now. Apparently this was added in 2021, unless it wasn't, because I didn't really have God and Spy in 2020. So we have -15 because of the political tendencies and power. Then 0.9 because of development aid. 0.8 because of economic contracts. Embargoes and tariffs gives us a positive 1.4. International embargo 0. Student exchanges gives us a positive 10. And an adjustment starting with real world data gives us a positive 30. So let's go ahead and try to start improving some tariffs with them. And again, I would like a free trade agreement with Brazil. That would help out our economic relations a lot. Um. Huh. Hmm. Okay. I want to know how this Iranian fighter got up here. 5 Norwegians have been killed and 1 Iranian has been killed, so they lost that jet. Break all diplomatic relations with Iran. Can they do both? No. Violate all the agreements, so we're going to break all diplomatic relations with Iran. We're also going to do this. We're going to go ahead and deploy carrier task force in the Persian Gulf. Move them away from Iran, but within range. Goodbye, PJ. I have to go eat. Hope you have a good stream. Thank you so much for joining, Sebastian. See you later.
We are going to attack. We are going to.
Did it say India? What's going on, JR? Welcome to the live stream. Got 43,000 troops in Kuwait right now. That's our QRF. Gotta really wish I could do anti-terrorism operations, but it's not letting me. We need to get out of Iranian waters. Trade. Possibility of cyber attack.
Get a statement.
Speaking of cyber attacks, let's go over to Secret Service. Launch a military cyber attack. What do we got? Attack defense, so we're definitely going to be able to cripple them. And we're going to launch a civilian cyber attack as well. At the same time, we're going to do cyber attack awareness. And we cannot accept your proposal, and we are ending discussions. I'm sure you'll agree that our relations are poor, to say the least. So in this case, it's proper to consider a commercial agreement. Real friend for our world, and contract rejected. I can ask for having military base in another country to attack another nation. I don't know how transporting troops without making another conflict countries that I have to pass. So long as they're not over that country, we're passing. I never, like, if they're gonna try to, like, put actual, if you're actually having boots on the ground, like the Jeep vehicle, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Like, if you have to cross into another country's territory, but if you're on their territory and you have the correct permissions for it, then that's whenever I do it. Send formation.
I'm listening carefully.
Let's do.
How much would this aid amount to?
Yeah, that'll be enough.
Thank you for your precious support.
Hopefully that doesn't get caught.
We rocked it.
All right, looks like we successfully cyber attacked Iran for their conflict with our ally in Norway. AMN must be pissed as of right now. Radio silence achievement and paralysis achievement.
Strike. Our malware has infected the enemy servers and will bring chaos to their headquarters. This will completely disorganize their army for a while.
Alright, thanks.
Our agent's assessment is that there is a definite risk of
Alright, let's go ahead and take down
It
that.
hit hard.
Alright, cool. $4 billion lost for Iran. Iran want what the hell does Iran want with the mighty Norway? Where's PTK at? I'm gonna go ahead and save this real quick. Or I think we're gonna do one missile attack. I think it should show range. No. Where is the range? Oh yeah, you're gonna go all the way out that way. Make China-US alliance, bro. OP economic trick must try. Apparently, we've got the anti-terrorism.
It's true that the blow cannot
2 arrests. Come on. There we go. Yeah, we totally have all of Iran within our grasp. We're gonna go ahead and...
We're going to start firing on targets in this country.
Yep, I confirm. Gonna go ahead and hit a military target in Iran, see what happens. Aha. In with our submarine. Oh, they hit our...
I suggest that you make an official speech and that you officially condemn these acts to the UN Security Council in order to force the international community to face its responsibilities.
The theory...
How many did they kill? Iran and Kuwait are now in a conflict. They killed 7. Alright, it's gonna be a tit for tat now. Oh, they're going again. Okay, let's get anti-aircraft batteries on the ground.
We are going to attack this country.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, we do have an Air Force base there. $341 people just died in a massive attack. Ooh, the mount casualties are starting to mount. Okay, let's get a ceasefire before this escalates out of control. Okay, we seriously... Alright, Joe Chim, see ya. We got a British submarine on our side. Contract rejected.
We are going to attack.
It's not letting me. Someone said nukes. Cool.
Our network has a
We are going to violate this country's...
It is impossible to penetrate their systems, and their terminal.
Damn. Really, where are you going? Are you kidding me, dude? Why are you going all the way over there? No, stop. God, I hate. See, this is why I don't play. This is why I don't play the wars. This is why I don't play the wars, because the military is too stupid.
We have lost a nuclear submarine. This ship was hit and sunk with its entire crew inside.
We just lost an entire submarine. We're gonna have to use our actual submarine. We're just basically gonna try to pummel them until we can get them to agree to a ceasefire. Peace through strength. I wish they would buff the military aspect. Yeah. Maybe 2022 will be a military update. Hey, at least we got to see the new UN feature. No meeting scheduled. Okay, so there is a complaint against them. Great way to counter Chinese military growth in the region and establish yourself for a quick reaction to Chinese action, to aggressive action from China. War with Iran has just been brewing for 20 years. Just no one ever noticed it. Got Iranian troops just walking across the Gulf. Whoa, 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 man. Whoa, why is there an Iranian fighter this close to my carrier? Yeah, get out of here. Crap, we lost him. We got a missile after him. God, there's a lot of military resources that I am not. God, see, I lost. I'm not able. How am I not able to deploy these things onto Kuwaiti soil? I know for one thing, Kuwait is just like, I don't want to get involved in this war. But then at the same time, if I have troops there, look, watch. Yeah, I have all of the permissions. I have all of the permissions, and the game treats it like that it's an invasion. And I just lost all of my equipment that could have stopped all of these missiles from hitting because it thinks that I'm trying to invade. So we're gonna send 15 over again, and I'm gonna deploy them, and I'm gonna see what happens. But this is why you guys never see me play war in this game, is because it's just not a war game. It's not a game that you can play war in. And I understand that. It's an economic simulator. It's not Hearts of Iron. It's not Hearts of Iron. I particularly, we're just gonna like, and that's what I like. I like limited action in this game. That's what I go for. That's why you never see me to go to war unless I seriously have to, or if an ally is about to fall, or if I am directly attacked or an ally is attacked. Am I at war now? No, I am in a conflict. I am not in a declared war as of right now. We get some anti-missile batteries heading in. We're gonna wait for those to get there, and we're gonna deploy them, even if the Kuwaitis tell me not to, because this is just draining my military power. I'm losing too many troops right now because of this. Like, this is just ridiculous. Lost 3,000 good troops in Kuwait just because. Just because. No, you are not. You are not. Get out of here. Send your troops directly to Tehran. We're not looking for a regime change, but I'm gonna do it if I have to. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the commandos together. Cyber attack them, stop their movement. I tried. It's not letting me. Said their defenses are too strong because I had just attacked them earlier. See, apparently I can move my troops, like, freely through Afghanistan. Chung Seng Long, thank you so much for becoming a member, guy. How are you? Qatar hates me now. They hate me now. 6/4/23. Cool. Let's see if the updated summits went to the United Nations as well. We got a report of the cost of the war. Conflict rises to $8 million total with a monthly cost of $14 million.
Our sportsmen are ready.
Which is a pretty okay cost. Let's go ahead and go over to food. Export and import. We're going to do that for food. We're going to do that for industry. And export. And the import of Iranian products. Services. Export and import. And energy. We're going to do export, but not import. Because obviously Iran is still an oil-producing country, and I don't know what the economic cost would be if I were to totally embargo them on energy. We've lost 5,600 troops. We lost more troops in Iran than we did in Iraq. It's about to cross the Afghanistan threshold. So we got 14,000 troops that are on their way. We're going to do them just across from the border. We're still going to seek a diplomatic solution. Surrender, propose a peace treaty. We're going to ask them for $100 million over 2 years. UN resolution is coming. If you guys want to go ahead and become a member, go ahead and join Chung Seng Lung, becoming a member of this channel. Apparently the Iranians captured contract rejected. Oh, that is unfortunate. Don't tell me the Bahrainis are... Oh, they're invading Bahrain. They are invading Bahrain. Discussions have begun. Yeah! Yeah! UN Security Council session! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Iran is in the UN Security Council. Guys, let's go! Security Councils are now... This is awesome. This is awesome. We need to convince the Chinese and the Russians to not veto this.
I hope you didn't make... Thank you very much for your advice.
Yeah, I bet. Is that No, okay, that's Togo. I thought that was Abkhazia for a second. I'm like, what?
And you're right. Sure. I'd be happy.
Crap, we're running out of time.
Yes, it's a good...
How do you become a member? Yep, you click the join button. Thank you so much, Gojo. End the meeting. We only have 20 minutes left. Russia? Let's try.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's cast our vote for resolution. Let's see how the Chinese and Russians proceed with this. Bosnia, Brazil abstains, China abstains. Looks like the Russians are going to abstain too if the Chinese are not going to abstain. Iran obviously votes against it. The Russians abstain as well. So it looks like we have nothing blocking us from this. United Kingdom should vote in favor. United States votes in favor. And the resolution has been accepted. Gotta love this new edition. I love this new edition. It's so good. Like, you can actually, like, instead of just waiting, instead of having to meet with everyone, like, you know, before the meeting or something like that, sometimes the option wouldn't even show up. This is literally forces you to kind of, like, go around and say, like, hey, can you, like, help me out with this? But the resolution has been accepted, and it looks like that my allies are now free.
It must be conceded that there is a stalemate between the two armies. The conflict is likely to go on for some time.
It is not in our interest for it to go on for a long time. The Marshall Islands, Italy. And ceremoniously, let's go ahead and declare war on Iran as well.
Fellow esteemed citizens, our current situation is critical. Faced with repeated provocations from this rogue state that is threatening both our country and the international community, I have made a conscious decision to declare war. We regret that diplomacy has failed. It is now up to our guns to speak for us, so that we can defend our homeland.
Yep. I'm gonna try to send a drone deep into Iran. We're going to hit them where it hurts. Hopefully this thing doesn't get shot down. Well, it looks like we do have the anti-missile batteries on the ground. Don't know how much of a effect they're doing. I've been watching your vids every day, and I basically got addicted, so yeah, I bought Power and Revolution 2021. Good. Glad you're addicted to my channel. What is their military strength? 517,000. I really, really want to send troops into Tehran, but we have a lot of places to go before we would even be able to touch Iran. Come on, come on, come on. Shoot it down. Worries. Warships currently cruising towards our territorial waters. Great taste approval. Why are there... Are there troops? Every time. Every time. Okay, so let's try this. allocate. And let's go ahead and send most of them there. Let's actually try this. Let's grab all of our commandos and send them to Turkey. Let's also grab really? Come on. $246,000 troops. We're gonna bring this war to an end very quickly. Crap, it's sending them. Again, this is why I don't like wars. Because it takes all of them Mexican troop movements close to Texas. Oh man, this is why I don't like war though, because it's doing it all by itself. I didn't order this.
Faced with this,
Oh, he sounds
I
white.
really think we
Got a black man in there. He sounds white. Wait, where is this battle taking place? Yeah. Alright. Let's see what we got. I swear to God. We're outmatched by like 10 to 1. I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, we're outmatched by like 10 to 1. We'll try. It's gonna be like 13 hours. I swear to God, I'm about to just reload the save. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, we're totally gonna be doing real good with 2 commandos. My cursor is so bad right now. Okay. Cool. That was nice. Very nice. Just lost 2 troops. Oh yeah, that's like one of the best strategic decisions that's ever been made since like Napoleon and the French Revolution. They will miss their family, but soon their family will miss them. Jesus Christ.
the city has fallen.
The city has fallen. Okay. Can we please wrap this war up? Can we please wrap this war up? The United States are attacking Iran to help the Marshall Islands. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the main conflict. Wait, Marshall Islands are defending the territory of the United States against Iran. Okay. God. Oh man, this hurts my head. This hurts my head. The United States and Mexico? Really? How many have died? None. Okay. Oh, we're in another battle. Same city. Are we sending 2 guys in here again? Yeah, we are. Cool. Okay. This hurts my brain. Yeah, I'm reloading the save. I'm done. I'm done with this. I can't. Yeah. I rage quit. Also, no announcement of live stream on Discord today. Felt like I didn't need it. Streaming for an hour and a half, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell Eversim, please improve military gameplay. Please improve military gameplay. When you attack, don't click attack country. That's the only way to declare war, though. So what does attack country even do? Sort of results in the deployment of the nation's armies to conquer the target country. The mobilization of all military forces takes some time, with different units leaving one by one for the front. Their deployment time depends on the distance they have to cover. Okay, it makes sense that that's what happens, but that's the only way that we can declare war. So, military conflict is beautiful. We'll just send all the troops to the capital. Exactly. I just don't want to lose like 300,000 troops trying to do it. I wish... If actually paratroopers would be like an immensely big help. I think that's all we need. We just need paratroopers in this. Because if I could just like send like all of my troops in like at one go, that way I actually have like ground troops that I could deploy into the capital or into a specific region or something like that. Just paratroop the living crap out of the city. That would be a lot better. But the thing about it is that I don't want to send... Like, because I have an extremely expendable army, 1.38 million people. But I don't want to send, you know, literally my entire force regiments inside of Kuwait, Qatar, and Bahrain. Qatar and Bahrain, just to take over Iran. Like, I want to be a little bit more realistic than that. So I don't like to send... I'm not that much of a warhawk to the point to where, you know, even in a game, I mean, that's just the way I play. That may annoy some of y'all, but that's just the way I play. I don't want to send men into a meat grinder in this game. I don't even like doing it in a lot of other games. I just don't like to go to war. I'm not really a pacifist, but I will go to war if I have to. And I will use every single troop that I can to meet the objectives that I want. But whenever the war is so mountainy that the mountains are inside of Iran's borders, yeah. But that's why I tried to kind of like scale it back, because I was just like, okay, they're going to keep hitting me. I need to start hitting them before they literally are just killing a ton of my troops. So then, you know, I'm going to take a bunch of them down before I can... I'm going to take a bunch of them down before, you know, they take me down. But then it spirals out of control, and then it's just like, okay, so this is just literally a tit for tat, and there's just a bunch of people... Just a bunch of missiles that are hitting me. They're not accepting my peace treaty. They're not wanting to stop. And there's no way. Yeah, the diplomacy in this game is amazing now. Like, diplomacy is amazing. But then whenever it comes to you know, trying to stop a war, that's the thing. Is like the TV address literally says, like, diplomacy has failed. Now it's time for our guns to speak for us. But if there is another diplomacy update for this game, I would totally love for Eversim to allow us to negotiate a lot more for ceasefires during a war or a conflict. Because if that was possible, I would totally be doing a lot more, because then I have like a back door where I'm like, okay, this is getting a little too crazy. I need a ceasefire because I don't want this to escalate. I don't want the Chinese to get involved. I don't want the Russians to get involved. I don't want to be fighting Iran as well as this next superpower of the world, just in case. So, but the military aspect of this game is not that bad because as you kind of saw me doing, I was doing a lot of strategic surgical strikes. You know, I was hitting their bases. I was hitting, like, I like it. It just needs improvement. It's not a bad war game. It's just that whenever a conflict does spiral out of control, it's really hard to stop. And then, you know, your military, there's no clear way to declare war except for you to literally attack the country, and then it literally just starts deploying all of your troops like into the battlefield. So the war game is not that bad. It's just that it needs a complete overhaul on how we do it. I would also like strategic bombers, by the way. So I don't even have to have troops that are like, you know, this close to it. I could literally just send, you know, B-52, B-2 bombers from Italy, Germany, and France, from Italy and Germany to Iran, bomb the living crap out of their strategic targets, and then send them back home. It's a pretty healthy electricity surplus. That's why, but the other thing too is that, like, you know, everyone's just like, a lot of people in this game, they want like a Paradox Hearts of Iron 4 type of military gameplay, which come on. That is not what this game is made for. It's just that the game does need work. But I'm not going to be sitting here, you know, saying like, let's go ahead and like do like defensive positions or fortifications. Fortifications would not make sense in this game. Like, fortifications, that would not make sense. Because it's basically, literally, just military units. But they need to improve on it. That's all they need to do. I don't need Hearts of Iron 4. If this was Hearts of Iron 4, I probably wouldn't be playing it. But this game is a lot more unique than Hearts of Iron 4. It's a lot more economically based. And if you're sitting here saying, oh, well, I want like a, you know, military game, go play Hearts of Iron 4.
Is in a very precarious situation.
Like, I want Hearts of Iron 4 in this game. Go play Hearts of Iron 4. If you have Hearts of Iron 4, go play Hearts of Iron 4. Go play Millennium Dawn. Don't ask them to make a game similar to the game that you're already playing. Not every other game has to be the game that you're playing.
Infiltrated.
This is a lot more unique than a Hearts of Iron 4. This is not Hearts of Iron. God, whenever I start going on rants, it's really hard for me to shut up. Opinions on China. Trump says China. Trump says China. Biden says your jobs have been exported. Fool spent too much of our lives living in Biden's paradise till 2025. Lived in Biden's paradise. Your jobs have exported. Fool spent too much of our lives living in Biden's paradise till 2025. Living in the Biden's paradise. Anyway, what else can we do? What else can we do? Still, it's gonna be a big achievement for me to create a free trade agreement with Brazil. That is the goal of this United States playthrough, is to create a free trade agreement with the Brazilians. What about Colombia? Do we have a free trade agreement with Colombia? I believe we do. Flood injunction, Eritrea wants us out. Canada wants an agreement. We'll do that. Colombia. I thought we had a free trade agreement with Colombia, but I guess not. Quarterly surplus is going to be $2 billion. We are now in July. I am just making these things go away. I'm surprised I've actually been able to give them this much money, because usually the option actually goes away whenever you do this. I say that, and then it actually will disappear after this. What was that? $7 billion. Yeah, imagine that. A free trade agreement with Venezuela. That would be funny. How much is the GDP of South Africa? Huh, I always thought they had at least like $500 billion in a free trade agreement, or in their GDP. South Africa is literally the same GDP as Iraq. Okay, so we did Australia. We are now a global economic treaty. So that is good. That is good. That is good. That is good. I'm going to grab a drink real quick. I'm going to go ahead and stream for a little bit longer for you guys. We're going to be improving the U.S. economy, trying to pay off some more debt. I'm going to go grab a drink real quick. I'll be here. I'll be 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. Alright, so I am back. Go ahead and do one more thing. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and restart right here. Switch this over. There you go. How the hell did I even say? How are y'all? LPG's gone. Reminder that Corbin Palicard is far cooler than HR than him. How much time did you go back from Savo? Literally, like, not even a week. Not even a week. 2 weeks at most. It was a little bit after, so I didn't lose that much time. Just as a reminder, guys, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys like my haircut, tell me, leave a like for this new haircut. I actually went to a pretty experienced barber, so pretty good. I actually like it. I actually do like this haircut. But yeah, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to become a member of this channel, go ahead and hit that join button right next to the subscribe button, which should be grayed out and saying subscribed. If you are not subscribed, you're gay. Just kidding. When was the cut? I got it today, just a while ago. Transports. Let's go to construction. What's my debt looking like? Do we have a surplus? $34 billion. Let's go. Let's go. We get that by October. Sales fell $3.8 billion.
Yes. The theory that
Speaking of, when is the next Brazilian election? Brazil, it is 10/11/26. So we got to get re-elected in order to interfere in their election. And literally, that's actually like literally a month from our slow down. We got the slow down achievement. Reduce traffic fatalities by 25%. Wow. Awesome. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go to health. Let's go to health. Let's go to causes of death. Let's go to car accidents. We got a sharp decrease. So it was 10.9 at the beginning of our term, and then we have reduced it to 9.5. Yeah, seems about 25%. I live in California. I'm considering moving to Texas. I would absolutely recommend that you move to Texas. Diabetes, neurological disease. What is this? Inactivity, atmospheric pollution, rich foods, living conditions of the elderly, and inadequate elderly services. I think, yeah, this is talking about like Alzheimer's or something like that. But we discovered the cure. We discovered the cure, I believe. But yeah, we should have. So yeah, that has been cut in half. Look at that. Neurological diseases have been cut in half. $95-year-old life expectancy, I know. Suicide is down. Automobile accidents have been cut in half by a quarter. Terrorism, overdose, COVID. Obviously, we're not dying of COVID. I'm legally allowed to go to Texas since I'm a Republican. Yeah, sure. Lung cancer actually had this big spike, but then it went down. Interesting. What happened to... Why did lung cancer go up? Did all cancers go up? No, it didn't. Breast cancer was down. Neonatal, diarrhea. What about diarrhea? Oh, yeah. Apparently everyone dying of diarrhea. Crime is down. Terrorism. Don't really have a terrorism to deal with. Congenital disease, respiratory infection is down. Everything is down, so that's why apparently we had this big increase in strokes, and then it just started going down. What year is it in game? 2023. Yeah, man, it's great here. No income tax, low prices, friendly people. Come on down. Hell yeah. Texas is a great place. Percent growth. What's our currency like? Flattened off at about 4%. Let's go ahead and lower that interest rate to 5%. That'll net us about $20 billion.
Our infiltrated agents.
Haha, yeah. Let's do that. Red Eagle Politics moved to Texas, and that was an exciting time. I actually got to go see him. He's a lot taller than I expected, honestly. Very, very, very interesting guy, though. He's a very cool guy. He just went out, had some lunch. Oh yeah, let's go over to bauxite. Let's fully nationalize the sector. Alzheimer. Yeah, we did it. We did see the Alzheimer's vaccine. Yeah, let's go ahead and enter the state into the Alzheimer's. Yeah. Do not question the eagle. Sometimes he's a doomer, but he's got good content. Yeah. I love his documentaries. I actually told him that whenever I saw him. His Texas documentary was subpar. Quality content. Government's anti-liberal policy. Whoa, apparently the, the employer... Oh, yeah, that's because I tax the living hell out of companies. Well... Wow, $105 billion. What about employer? PG to settle this once and for all. Democrat or Republican? Republican. I vote Republican. I don't consider myself a Republican. I consider myself a right-winger. I consider myself a right-wing populist. I consider myself
I'm listening carefully.
a nationalist.
How much would this aid amount
But
to?
I'm not going to call myself a Republican.
Thank you for your...
Speaking of low taxes, we'll lower taxes. We'll lower them. I like to, whenever we get a VAT tax, I usually like to increase the VAT tax and then lower the income taxes. I'm surprised my GDP per capita is so high. What is that life expectancy? Yeah, look, 81 and it's now at 95. What is it? It looks like 95 is kind of like the cap. Look at that. That is so straight. That is so straight. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Japan, the United States, Japan, the United Kingdom, Germany, and China are all maxed out at 95. Huh. Sabotage successful. Let's go. Let's go. How did you meet Red Eagle? Me and him have known each other for literally since he was the size of my channel. So he moved to Texas, and I literally lived like a 30-40 minute drive from him. So we ended up meeting up in just down to firemen have been working, have high hopes of curbing the main fire. Awesome. But yeah, like basically it's we've just known each other for a long time. Team of firemen found themselves encircled by flames, overwhelmed. Their colleagues didn't have enough time to help them. 15 men died, Mr. President. A commemorative ceremony will take place tomorrow in Washington in presence of their families to honor these firefighters who died in battle. Good.
The bill has
been voted on. Look how low that deficit is now, guys. $35 billion surplus. Great. We are going to be able to start paying off some debt. We also nationalized the Alzheimer's. So that way we can start getting it to lower prices. Production, consumption. Let's pick our battle right here. So China, Japan, Germany, United States, South Korea, India. We have a free trade agreement with South Korea and Japan. Germany we cannot form a free trade agreement with because they are part of the European Union. Spain we cannot. Brazil, God, I need that free trade agreement. Brazil, I need that free trade agreement. They have a positive trade balance. Russia, we have a free trade agreement with Mexico. We have a free trade agreement with Canada. South Korea, I don't know if it's a global economic contract, though. We're gonna have to see. But Japan, so I think United Kingdom we have one with. Czech Republic is a part of the EU. Indonesia we have one with. Iran we're not going to worry about. We're actually going to embargo Iran. Russia, we're not even going to think about that. What do we got? Let's do $15 billion. Thoughts on regressive income tax? Can you explain that to me? It's kind of slipping my mind. Energy surplus 435. We're gonna go ahead and do another building spree of nuclear power plants. Gonna build another 20 more. Lead injunction, not gonna worry. There was a Canadian oil spill in the Hudson Bay. Huh. I didn't know any trade moved through the Hudson Bay. But it does look like that there is trade through the Hudson Bay, and it looks like there is an oil slick in the Hudson. Tax that goes up with lower income and down with higher income. That's weird. What sense does that make? Oh, look at that. We're going to be able to pay off some debt. We may even be able to pay off the Australians. We're gonna make our way to October. Legalize same-sex parent adoption. How would that fare? We're gonna wait. PG, what city should I move to in Texas? I don't know anything about Houston and Austin. I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So out of bias, I would say the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That's where Red Eagle moved. That's where John Doyle moved. 15.8. So let's do 19 billion. John Doyle, Red Eagle, all of them moved here. So I would say DFW because there's a lot here. You're not too far down from the rest of the country. It's kind of like the halfway point, you know, if you want to go to New Mexico, if you want to go to Oklahoma, if you want to go to Louisiana, if you want to go to Arkansas, you're basically, I'm literally looking at a map right here. Like literally, if like you're much closer to Mexico if you're moving to San Antonio, if you're moving to Austin, if you're moving to Houston. Houston is like the closest to, you know, Louisiana, the closest major city to Louisiana. So if you're looking for better access to the ocean and better access to, I guess the rest of the country, Houston could be a good option. I would not recommend Austin. Austin is just simply too expensive. If you have a good budget, yeah, go to Austin. I would say to go to Austin. How did you solve the deficit? Lots of taxes over a very long period of time. I wouldn't even say San Antonio. San Antonio, just ignore San Antonio. Only thing they got is the Alamo. But Dallas-Fort Worth, you know, we got a huge airport right here, Dallas-Fort Worth International. We got Fort Worth, we got Dallas, we got Arlington right over here. Actually, Arlington is in the game. We got Plano right here. You got Denton right where these two highways meet. You got North Richland Hills. You got Irving. You got Irving is literally right here. I wish states were more important entities in the game besides in regards to the United States. Yeah, same. The city of Dallas and Austin are extremely liberal. Not even. Austin is the most liberal city in the state, but Dallas is not. Dallas, yes, they vote Democrat. They vote pretty heavily Democrat, but to say Dallas is a liberal city, if you go into North Dallas right here, yeah, you're seeing a lot of liberal. But that's like college educated suburban whites in this area right here. You go south of Dallas, you're seeing a lot of Latino, a lot of Hispanic, a lot of minority, which, yeah, they vote Democratic, but honestly, they're not Democratic. They're a lot more socially conservative down here. You go up here, over where Denton is, Argyle, Louisville, Flower Mound, that's where you end up meeting, like, it's kind of like not really even college educated. It's a lot of, like, non-college educated suburban whites, but they're a lot more conservative up here. But Plano is the place where it's a lot more higher educated, higher income, where I always forget that I'm on camera, by the way. It helps public speaking. I'll say it helps public speaking. But you're going up to Plano and you have a lot more college educated, a lot more rich, a lot more non-Texans. A lot of non-native Texans live in Plano. Susan Collins, Fort Worth, hell yeah. When are we gonna do a subscriber meetup? Subscriber meetup in Fort Worth, let's go. At the Water Gardens. cannot walk to Dallas from Fort Worth. Denton has a lot of hipsters. Yeah, in Denton, like in downtown Denton, UNT Denton. Otherwise, Denton is not full of hipsters. It just isn't. DFW isn't that liberal, but the city of Dallas is left, and hard to say otherwise. Again, my point remains is that if you're talking about liberal Dallas, you're talking about northern Dallas. You're talking about, like, uptown. You're talking about... What is it? I can't remember the community that I'm thinking of. But it's like North Dallas. South Dallas, yes, they vote Democratic. They are liberal. Like, in the sense of the word, they are liberal in South Dallas. But South Dallas actually shifted a lot more to the red in 2020. Anyway. Like Senator Susan Collins, especially since she never missed a Senate vote, shows that she works for constituents and not for herself. True. Another thing about it too is just like there's just a lot of access right here. You know, you have, like, if you look at the highway system, this is pretty accurate to how the highway system kind of works in Dallas. You got like I-40 right here, or like I-20. I think this is 20. Yeah. This is 10 right here, and this is 20. So you got I-20 that leads you from like Fort Worth all the way over to like Abilene, which is like right here. Oh, no. It's right here. I didn't know they put Dias in here. Okay. I did not know they put Dias in here. So yeah, Abilene is literally right here. It's actually a little bit more south. It's right along the highway. So you got Abilene right here. You got Midland. That's Midland and Odessa that are right around here. Actually, I think Midland and Odessa are like right where these highways meet. And then El Paso is right here. And then you got Texarkana right here. That leads, I think this is 25? Maybe this is 25? Then you got, this is 45? I think this is 45. That goes from Dallas 30, 20. No, I think it's 40. Maybe it's 40. I'm forgetting my highways right now. And then 35 splits off right here right where these two highways meet. This is Denton. And it splits off into 35E and 35W. 35W leads right to Fort Worth. 35E leads all the way to Dallas. And then they kind of meet back here. Right around here, this is Waco. And then Waco leads all the way down to Keeling, which is Fort Hood right here. This is exactly where Keeling would be. And then it leads all the way down to Houston, to Austin, which then leads to San Antonio, which then all the way leads to Laredo, which Laredo should be right here, but Nuevo Laredo is right there. So if you play as the EU or nation, you need permission for an economic or militaristic power. I don't think military, but economic, yes. Essentially, you have no way of signing free trade agreements as a EU country. In order to sign your own free trade agreements, you have to leave the EU to take over your own economic trade. Otherwise, Keeling is a nasty place. Am I saying that right, Keeling? I've lived in Texas my entire life, and I've never been able to pronounce that. Legit one of the most dangerous cities in Texas. Thank you. Thank you. I haven't been that far south. I've actually never been to Houston. I've been to Houston. Not Houston, Austin. I've been to Houston, but I've never been to Austin. So I've never traveled 35, like, anywhere south of Waxahachie. Someone noticed the shirt. Someone noticed the shirt. That is a Texas thing. That is a Texas thing. Sorry, just got here. How did you solve the deficit? I'm struggling to balance the budget. Taxes, very slowly. Very, very slowly. Don't just sit there and just, like, you know, increasing every single tax that you have. I lower a couple of taxes, I increase a couple of taxes. It's basically kind of like a balance play that I have. That's how I do it. We're going to go ahead and go to October to pay off some of this debt. We're going to see what we can do with the money that we get. I know for a fact that we're probably, we're definitely going to be getting a surplus. We're definitely going to be getting a surplus. Right-wing billionaire just died. Oh my god, there's so many events happening right now. UN to the rescue. You keep saying that. I'm about to just withdraw from Eritrea. I mean, actually, we could withdraw from Eritrea because we do have troops in Djibouti. Where are our troops? Whoa, I just heard an explosion. No, that's a naval base. No? What do we have in Eritrea? I can't for the life of me remember what kind of troop presence we have in Eritrea. Texas does seem interesting. If you think Texas is not interesting, then you are not an American. I am biased. Texas is the greatest state in the country. God, I zoomed in at the perfect time because that just sounded like someone really loudly said fuck. Bipartisan infrastructure bill passed with 18 Republicans supporting it. Yeah, I remember they were going to vote on that right before I went live, but I completely forgot to think about it. Oh, the Eritreans have to deal with... Oh, hey, let's help you out. Eritrea. Hang on, wait. Military operations, diplomacy, create. Yeah, okay, there we go. Spying, dismantle. Apparently the Ethiopians are still fighting. Are they still fighting that conflict with Sudan? In which, like, they've literally decimated each other's militaries? Thank you for answering my question. Which taxes do you prioritize increasing and which should I decrease? Okay. Essentially, whenever I started this game, I cut the company tax. So I cut the company tax from like 20% to 18%, and then after I basically recovered my economy from post-COVID, because that's basically what you're doing with the world without COVID. You're doing an economic recovery post-COVID. I cut the company tax to 18%, and then I created a value-added tax to 5%. I also have been gradually increasing the tax on financial transactions by about 0.1% every couple of months. And one of the biggest issues that I see, I also created a company turnover tax of 5%. So that gets you at least $1 trillion. Industrial pollution taxes also help 0.25%, but I'm not going to really go that higher. Marijuana tax, $30 billion. That's $30 billion for you. And then after I got through the recovery, I did the economic recovery, I got my economy back on track, essentially, I increased the company tax to 25%. That is mainly because I want to be considered whenever it comes to free trade agreements. You don't have to do that. I would recommend keeping it down to 20%, 21% max. And this is as the United States. I would recommend keeping it nowhere above 20%. So 20% should be your max, because if you increase it to 25%, it's going to hurt economic growth. So I keep it down below 25%, especially 25. This is the highest I've ever done it. But the reason that I increased it to 25% is because I want to be considered for a economic and political pact. And this is a new feature. This is a free trade agreement. And I want to go over to Japan. Oh, look at that. Even with the global economic contract, my contract is now worth $500 billion. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. Indonesia, that used to be worth like $70 billion. We've added $100 billion to our free trade agreement. Mexico is 87 billion. Taiwan is 65 billion. The European Union is 64 billion. It looks like there's a lot more trade happening right now. Costa Rica, 5 billion. Philippines, 30 billion. Wait, what is your GDP right now? Like, what is my GDP? $27.1 trillion. What is China's? 17. Music to my eyes. Great, great. We don't even have to worry about China right now. The Chinese started this thing and they definitely lost the economic game. Cholera outbreak in Guatemala. Speaking of, let's go ahead and create a free trade agreement with Guatemala. Always with smaller countries, I'm always going to do a reciprocal economic contract. The bigger the country, the more of an importance I put on free trade agreements. Music to my eyes. Shut up. Start with Pennsylvania. All right. Don't even have to worry about that. Don't even have to worry about that storm. Couldn't even think of the word. Statements in press.
Our national
Refused. Can I accept your proposal and we are ending discussions of this free trade agreement? You will see that our relations are poor and to say the least, and so it is unadvisable to consider any commercial contracts at this time. That is unfortunate, Guatemala. We signed one with Costa Rica and they're doing pretty well, aren't they? Aren't they? 14% deficit, 15% inflation, 10% growth. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. I think that was a little bit of sarcasm added into that. Also should consider a free trade agreement with Colombia. PG pro-life, I'm like borderline pro-choice. I disappointed one of my followers. He's like, no. Again, there's a couple of reasons why I don't call myself a conservative. If I was a if I was pro-life, yeah, I would call myself conservative, but I don't call myself a conservative, and I don't call myself a Republican for a couple of reasons. I think my views on abortion is one of them. Prime Minister, could we try a free trade agreement with New Zealand? I don't know. 5 million people, but $2.8 billion GDP. I don't even know. What's our economic cooperation? Okay, so I guess... What is our economic cooperation with Taiwan? Cooperation... Yeah? Japan, economic cooperation, pretty good. What is our... So going back to New Zealand, what's our economic cooperation? It's kind of okay. What about Indonesia? We've had this free trade agreement with them for a while. Pretty similar. I'm not fully pro-life or pro-choice because I understand both sides of the argument. So do I. That's exactly why I don't like... Because I understand both sides. I understand that, yes, it is a human child. But then I also understand that the woman should at least have a little bit of autonomy to the way that she... conducts herself, and but I also don't think, I don't think personally that it should be used as a form of birth control, which is not like even close to the amount of cases that we have. But then at the same time, I think that people should be smart whenever it comes to abortion, and I believe that there are a lot of options out there. There's condoms, there's IUDs, there's a lot of different ways for you to stop yourself from having a child. If you're not going to take advantage of that and you just say, oh, it's too expensive, well, having a baby is way more expensive. Having a baby is way more expensive than an IUD. So there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of options out there. She can have autonomy by closing her legs. That's the other thing. I don't think you should be making your arguments based on religious pretext. Because it's like, oh, just close your legs, wait until marriage. I kind of get that, but then at the same time, people are gonna just do whatever they want. You can't stop people from doing that. It's not 1984. Like, oh, the government's gonna... Because then... I don't know. But I don't really touch abortion that much because it's just not... Like, I understand both sides of the argument, and it's just not a topic that I like to talk about. Not that I, don't not like to talk about it. I will talk about it. But it's not a topic that gets anywhere, You're not ready to have a child, do not do the thing that was designed for you to have a child. But that's also why I'm talking about, IUDs, I'm talking about condoms, I'm talking about birth control. There's, tons of different options out there. There's morning after pills. Oh, by the way, nuclear energy. Yeah, let's go ahead and get these underway. Really? Denver International Airport is in such a weird position. I need to save this. That froze, and I was like, oh, crap. I don't like to talk about abortion because it starts fights. Yeah, it's a it's a very passionate issue. It's a very passionate issue. And that's, yeah, I agree with that. Politics is my passion. Politics is something that I'm going to go to school for. But I'm not going to get into a discussion with someone whenever it's just going to end up with them yelling at me. That's not how you have a conversation. That's not how it works. That's not how civil discussions work, and most people know this. So, and if they're just gonna sit there and just like call you a baby killer, I've had conversations with Gen Z Patriot a couple of times, and it's basically like he just goes like, "Oh, well, you support killing babies," and that's the thing that really pisses me off about people on the right. Whenever they're basically saying, "Oh, you want to kill babies," like blah 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 blah. No, I don't support killing babies. And they just go, "Oh, well, what's the difference between abortion and murder?" There's a lot of differences between it. It's just that the way they frame it makes it sound like that you can't disagree with them. Because there is a big moral argument behind abortion, but then at the same time, if you're a male and you're the one who's saying that we should dictate what someone does with their body, kind of makes not a lot of sense. If it was a lot of women, there are a lot of women that come out and they say like, I am a woman and I want to say that this is a very stupid concept, and some of them are very factual, some of them are very, they make sense. But then you have people like Marjorie Taylor Greene come out that don't really add that much to the table. So okay, there we go. Got another 20 nuclear power plants on the way. We need to start. Me, oh yay, a Power and Revolution live stream. Suddenly abortion talk. I apologize. Anyway, that's enough about abortion for me. I think I've talked about it enough.
The prepper.
Crap.
Good morning.
Sale milk, $6 billion. Jesus Christ, $6 billion worth of milk? Really? All right, we got a fiber optics contract between me and New Zealand. So that is about $2.4 billion. Microfuel battery, let's do $2 billion each. Budget is too high. Let's do $1 billion. Now let's do $1.2 billion again. He needs some milk. Yeah, he does. Where was that at? That was industry, and we will do bionics, holographic. No, that was energy and environment, human and social sciences, matter sciences, prime numbers. Seb, didn't you used to be a what do you call it, a member? I thought you were a member for a while. ICT. There was something. What was I trying to do earlier? Norton's politics. Hey, what's going on, man? I'm going to be trying to do Tasmanian tiger. Ooh, I have an idea for Australia. I'm gonna try to cover the Australian elections next year with Norden's politics, guys. So make sure you guys look forward to that. Bacteriology, medicine, AIDS vaccine. Let's try the AIDS vaccine. Okay, whatever. I guess we're gonna try it with someone else. But I do have an idea. Let's go over to research. Go to cooperation. Australia. Let's do medicine and genetics. Tasmanian tiger. Let's do $2 billion for this research. They probably won't even accept it. Okay, we got September, so it is the month of September. You can research dinosaurs. Yes. Yes, you can. What year am I on? Can you not read? Oh, yeah, you can't read. That was such a sarcastic question, and I looked over and I was like, yeah, no. Oh, man, that was a stupid question. That was stupid from me. Kind of looked over and I was like, oh, yeah, no, you can't. It is 2023. It is 2023. I apologize for that. Contract rejected. Sufficiently equipped. Does not need this.
The funeral?
Fine. $17 billion out of a total of $20 billion required. I gave him $20 billion. Hate this game. All right, let's go ahead and go to the month of October. Hopefully, we still have a lot of money that we can. Yep.
The theory that says.
And we're gonna wait. Look how fast this game goes now, though. Stop! Hate that. CO2 bad road. Yeah, that. Attempt to eliminate head of state. Yeah, we're gonna refuse that. And no, Bernie! 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 Bernie, no! Bernie died. Oh man, this game is so wild. You should go update on the power of states. Find myself something becoming more left-leaning in some economic topics in the past 34 years. I don't know why. Ha. United States. Oh, that's my territory. For some reason I have an island like right here. The Cayman Islands. Actually, I have Power and Revolution open. I was playing it just before you started streaming. I've been streaming for like 2.5 hours, my guy. But Norden, that's actually awesome that you play. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this live stream because 2.5 hours seem to be long enough. And I also have to get up at like 3 in the morning. Making a money tutorial for this game. That's very descriptive. I have no idea what you're asking for. $68 billion. Let's go from this European Union free trade agreement. Let's try to upgrade this to a global economic contract. Australia, $142 billion, $145 billion from South Korea, $200 billion from Canada, $255 billion from United Kingdom, and $502 billion from Japan. Let's go ahead and try to increase that to a economic and political agreement. So how much debt did we just get?
The Commission has refused to
The theory.
In a statement sent to the press, The terrorist...
How to overtake US and GDP per capita as Ethiopia. That would be funny. That would be funny. Look at the United States, though. I'm like maintaining not only like above 25%, but I'm at like almost 30% of the world GDP. And that's mainly because the Chinese have slowed down in terms of economic growth. Okay, so debt. Quarterly surplus. I have 80... Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let us go. I can pay off literally the entire loan to Australia. How much do we owe Brazil right now? We owe them $220 billion. I have a budget excess of $52 billion as of right now. Public debt is 113% of the GDP. Let's see. Who can I pay? Who can I pay? Should I pay off the loan to Australia? That's still going to leave me like half of that to pay someone else. 84, 82. I could pay off literally almost the entire loan to France. United Kingdom. Should I pay France or should I pay Australia? Or should I save it for the next video? How much longer do I have to pay off the Australians? 10 years. I have 5 years to pay off like 6 other countries. Yeah, that was actually a correct number. Pay China, we need to be less dependent on them. Good idea. But I have to pay them. Wow, look at that interest. Yikes. Why are the rates 0? Because I've been paying off most of the debt. So the more you pay them, the less. Actually, okay. Actually, I have an idea. I could literally just pay myself. Because if I buy back $82 billion worth of this loan, my interest is going to go down by several $1 billion. I'm going to go ahead and pay my... Actually, okay. Let's go ahead and pay off the Australians. We're going to pay off the Australians. And we're going to pay the United States, because we need to get that down at least. Yeah, see, that even affected the deficit. 912 billion. Yep, okay, I guess that didn't touch much of it. But that still paid off $42 billion worth of my debt. And I also paid off the Australians completely. But honestly, I love this new feature. This is like my favorite feature in the game, where you can basically take like a head front position in the management of your debt. Yeah, it's not quantitative easing, but it allows you to kind of like diversify. It allows you to kind of like have a more hands-on approach to how your debt is managed. So just like that, I had to make a decision. Should I use the $84 billion to, or the $82 billion to pay myself back so I can get that $912 billion interest down? Because most of my interest is going to myself. I am paying over $1 trillion in interest as of right now. Should I pay myself, or should I pay off an entire loan? Because I had enough to pay back the Australians and pay off half of the French. How many years do I have? So I have 10 years to pay off the French. So I need to scrounge up $127 billion for the British And mostly I need to pay off the Brazilians because they still have an interest rate on me. The Indians, I have 29 years to pay off the Indians. So, but what I'm curious about is what happens whenever you don't pay off your debt by the year that this is shown for. What happens then? That is the question that I am very curious about. Thoughts on the Federal Reserve? Awful. Awful reviews. Never try it. Woodrow Wilson effed us. I hate Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson is the worst U.S. president that we have ever had. I've been saying that for years. Probably it gets extended. I want to see. I want to see what happens. I'm going to keep playing this gameplay even after it gets updated. Hurricane reaches the Connecticut coasts. Probably you take on more rate with higher rates. Probably. Maybe those countries stop engaging with you economically or they raise interest rates. I'm pretty sure they will raise interest rates. But I don't know. This is like my favorite feature of the game is the interactivity between... Oh, look at that. We have 11 years to pay off the Japanese $1.2 trillion. But that's the cool thing is that, like, whenever you have failed, renewable energy is too small and CO2 emissions are too high. Yeah, I figured. Wilson limited free speech. Yep. This is typical IRL, isn't it? Like governments taking loans to pay loans. Well, that's not exactly what you're doing. Like what happened is that you're not taking a loan to pay a loan. That's not what's happening in the game. If you're at all familiar with the 2018 edition, 2018 edition essentially introduced the Treasury Reserve. So whenever you pay off your debt, then you make a Treasury Reserve, which allows you to finance different projects like a highway or a high-speed rail or something like that. But what happens in the game now in 2021 is that you get a Treasury Reserve if you're running a surplus or close to a surplus. So I have what is called a structural surplus right now. I am running a deficit I am running a deficit with my what do you call it? State revenues and state expenditures, but a structural deficit or a structural surplus is what's giving me the money. So I actually am not below about $100 billion right now. I am actually above $57 billion, and that is because of my structural surplus. So that gives me a surplus every quarter. So now whenever you get a surplus, you actually make money. You actually get a surplus Treasury Reserve, which is given to you in the same way that the Treasury Reserve was given to you after you pay your debt every quarter. But then you are allowed to use that Treasury surplus to finance projects, to use it in the same way that you're allowed to use it, but you're also supposed to manage your debt at the same time. Yes, the game will pay off your debts over time, but to pay it off quicker and to essentially avoid getting paying more in interest every year. So it actually even tells you a loan can be entirely or partially bought back if the country has a Treasury Reserve, which is if you have a surplus every quarter. This Treasury Reserve is obtained and accumulates during an observable quarterly budget surplus. For countries in the Eurozone, this reserve can also be supplied by special loan granted by the Eurogroup. The Treasury Reserve is paid back at a base interest rate. The interest of a loan buyback is not to have to pay current interest, possibly higher, until the end of the loan period. So yeah, that is essentially how debt works in the game now is that you're allowed to buy back your loans in order to stop yourself from paying more in interest every quarter. I notice you have the Norway flag. Yes, I do. It's right there. That is a Norway flag. One of my subscribers sent it to me. He lives in Norway, and I've known him for a couple of years, and I thought it would be cool if he sent me a Norwegian flag, so he did. Got a lot of messages on my phone right now. I'm just like, what are you doing? Alright. I'm a deficit hawk on fiscal matters. I think a lot of us are. So yeah, let me check to see if I am running a structural surplus. Yep, see? I'm running a 2% structural surplus in accordance with my GDP. My budget excess is $57 billion. PJ must be getting tired of explaining his flag. No, I think it's funny. Guys, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss anything whenever I post it on this channel. I'm going to go ahead and close up the United States series, and we're going to go ahead and start preparing for the Brazil series. So look forward to the Brazil series on the 2021 edition. I'm going to be doing more live streams of Power and Revolution. Maybe we're also gonna look at more a political process. Again, God, I like political process, but it needs work. It needs more features. It needs more updates more quickly. The guy just refuses the crowdfund, refuses to do what the community wants. You know, and I feel like, and I'm really afraid that it's going to turn into a dead game. And it's a very missed opportunity. But the guy, that's kind of why I just haven't been playing political process. It's a clicking simulator. Like, if you like the click, play political process. But I like what you can do in it. I like what you can do. But there's just not a lot of playability in it anymore. You know, there was in the beginning, whenever it first came out, whenever everyone just figured out what it was, and whenever the election update comes out, it's gonna be fun for like an hour. But yeah, like I want to play political process. It's too boring. This game like gets old after a while, but it takes so much longer for you to get bored of it. Political process you play it for like 30 minutes and you're just like, God, what am I doing? The only interesting thing is whenever you have to run an election, and even elections are kind of boring. But anyway, guys, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that bell notification icon. Don't miss anything whenever I post it. I'll try to go ahead and stream tomorrow and Monday, so I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next couple of days. Make sure you watch this channel when that happens. So again, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video.